He does about 3 pounds, and there's about 5,000 bees per pound. So I'll let you kind of figure out how many bees are going to be on her face. He's going to use a smoker in a little bit to help work the bees up toward her face. Bees fear fire, so they don't like the smell of that smoke, so they're going to run away from it. There's a lot of fun things about honeybees, honey, and all of the things they have to offer us. Honeybees actually help to pollinate 1/3 of the food that we eat every day. So about every 3rd bite you take while you're out here today, you're going to want to say thank you, honeybees. There are 300 varieties of honey in the United States and 3,000 worldwide. They range from a water white, such as a fireweed, to a very dark honey, which may be a buckwheat.
You can scoot over a little.
There are 3 different kinds of bees in the beehive. The first one is the queen bee, which is actually what she has in that cage on her neck. The bees are very attracted to the queen bee because they take care of her. She lays between 1,500 and 2,000 eggs a day. The rest of the bees that you see in there are worker bees. The worker bee has 4 jobs throughout her life. The first one is as a cleaner bee. The second is as a nurse bee. Her third is as a guard bee, and her fourth is as a forager bee, where she comes out and helps to pollinate flowers and collect nectar to bring back to make honey. The third bee in the hive is the drone bee. They're the males. They're solely used for breeding with the new queens in the hive, and then during the winter they actually kick them out. So a drone bee also doesn't have a stinger. In the United States, we only know of 2 actual honeybee festivals, and Palo Cedro right here is the biggest honeybee festival. Like they said, we do the bee beard to let you guys see how docile honeybees actually can be. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for some questions real quick if you guys have any while we're waiting on the rest of the bees to work their way up.
How do you get the bees off of her?
Oh, the question is, how do we get the bees off of her? She'll actually just shake them off when we're done, and we'll do a countdown for her when we get ready to do it.
Hey, those guys at News Camp are featuring Marvin Allen and some of his students, and they'll be back in just a little bit.
How do the bees climb up there? They just walk. They walk up the clock.
They're smoking the smoker.
Right now we have the live bee beard demonstration.
Is there any other?
That is over on the southwest portion of the
The question was, do we have any Africanized bees show up here? And I don't know necessarily around here. No? Jackie says no. I know in Iowa we've had a couple cases, but they actually do not live throughout the winter because they can't survive the cold temperatures.
Later. I think they do it later. Oh. That'd be good to take a picture without the reflection.
Is there any more questions while she's... What kind of smoke is that? He actually has a burlap sack inside the smoker. You can use anything from a burlap sack to a grass that burns really smoky.
Can her mother do it next?
No. Mother's not doing it next.
Some different little facts about honey. It actually takes 12 bees to make 1 teaspoon of honey. An average honeybee only makes 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in her life.
Wow.
So it takes us a lot of bees to make as much honey as we have over there on the table.
See Kathleen? Where's Kathleen?
A honeybee, when they go out and leave the hive to forage, they'll visit between 50 and 100 flowers each time they leave the hive and come back.
Stop talking, you're gonna get them in your mouth.
Go ahead and take another one. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to roll those for you.
Because honey is a natural humectant, which means that it gathers and retains moisture, it's really good to bake with. It helps draw moisture into your cookies and your breads. It also works really good with medicinal purposes because honey doesn't spoil, it doesn't hold bacteria. This makes it good for your skin, maybe a cut or a scrape, and it works almost just as well as your Neosporin. It works really well on burns. If you happen to burn yourself in the kitchen, you can apply it to your burn and it will help ease the discomfort a little bit. I have a question up here. Will they climb in her eyes? No, we put some stuff on her face to keep the bees away from her ears and her eyes. Any more questions?
You said it takes 12 bees to make a teaspoon of honey.
In their life,
How long?
in their lifetime.
In their lifetime, they'll only make 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey. And actually in a beehive, there's anywhere between 60 and 80,000 bees. And that's one queen, maybe 300 drones, and then tens of thousands of worker bees.
She's gonna take pictures.
Let's see, I saw one over here first. Will they go in her mouth? Well, they might if she opened it. The question was, do they regurgitate the nectar? And actually what it is they have an actual second stomach, just where the nectar's stored, and they use their proboscis, which is a straw-like tongue, to take it from the stomach to put it back into the cells. So it never actually touches their food stomach. It's like a little storage container.
You want to save the seat for Mama? Huh? Okay. You sit in Mama's seat.
The question was, has a bee beard people ever been stung? Actually, the people underneath the beard have less of a chance of getting stung than the people actually helping do the beard. The bees are more worried about getting in there and helping the queen than they are about what they're landing on. Will they go on her hair? They might. They kind of just get to go wherever they want to in there. Let's see. The question was about how many bees are in one hive, and there's between 60 and 80,000 bees in one hive. The question was, how do they cause the bees to gather around her face? We put the queen underneath her chin, and they also put some special pheromones on her face, which is also what the queen gives off. The pheromone is kind of like a hormone that has a scent to it that the bees know that they need to be attracted to, so that causes them to stay on her face also. Here pretty soon we're going to go ahead and take the cloth off so that you can actually see just the beard.
Look, they're all crawling out. There's nothing like lying there. It's clean. On a really hot, sunny day, it's really hard to make. Glass. This is a break for people.
The question again is, why don't they sting her? And it's because they are really concentrated on just taking care of the queen. A honeybee will only actually sting if they feel that they're in danger. Because they die when they sting, they know that they have so much work to get done, they don't want to pass it off on to another worker. Because an average worker bee only lives 4 to 6 weeks, they have a lot to get done in that time. There you can see just the beard. She'll get up and walk around and show it to you real quick.
Look at Aunt Neen. Look at her. There's your Aunt Neen.
Yeah. Get a close up.
Let's give her a little hand. If anybody wants pictures, you can come forward. We'll hold them on her face for a little bit.
Closer.
Just a couple minutes.
That's cool.
That's her, isn't it? Yeah,
Where are you going?
Okay. They want some on their nose.
Mama.
Don't kill them.
That right there.